What's up, guys? Josh here, off the bench. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and subscribe to all our socials. If you don't, Reset, he won't let me talk about LeBron. Please subscribe, or I can't talk about LeBron. Look at my eyes.
Josh, the Browns have a new head coach. Todd Monken is now the coach of the Cleveland Browns. Former OC in Baltimore. We gave him his full resume in our Trash or Cash segment on that was like 2 episodes ago now. And he spoke to the media yesterday, actually, and he said a lot of things that kind of give us some light into how he's directing this offense and this team moving forward. Granted, we don't have the full picture yet because he just got here, but he did say Shador is not the confirmed starter moving on.
I think like any position on the team, that's still to be determined. Am I excited about Shador? Am I excited about all the quarterbacks in the room? Am I excited to coach this football team? Absolutely. I can't wait for them to get back and for us to get started.
We will still be looking for QBs, and our QBs we have will be competing in training camp. So that's something to look forward to moving forward. How does that make you feel when he said that? Are you surprised?
Genuinely, I don't think I'm that surprised. I think this is a good thing overall for the team because you're trying to get the best quarterback for the team overall. And, competition brings out the best in people. So
True.
hopefully with this competition, maybe Shador will be like, you know what, maybe I gotta, work harder, study more film, stuff like that. But then also, look at maybe the other guys in the quarterback room and maybe they end up playing well and they end up being the starter. Deshaun Watson is still in that QB room.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
He is in play. He is in play.
Like he might win the QB battle if it comes down to the three.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Josh.
Really?
Yeah, I am. And you said it there yourself perfectly, Josh. Uh, Competition brings out the best in people. And he's saying he's not the starter now, but what's he going to say before the season starts, I believe our QB room, Shador, Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, whoever else they add, because what's going to happen. But I think Shador is going to win that QB competition. With Deshaun Watson, with Dylan Gabriel, I think Shador is on a steady growth, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. And why some dude that's tore his Achilles twice, what threat does he pose to a young quarterback prospect that's hot, mind you?
Yeah, that's true. Right now Shador has all the confidence and being named a Pro Bowler, being able to play in the Pro Bowl games. I feel like that adds a level of confidence to the quarterbacks as well. And just doing that, I feel like maybe he'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to ball out this season. And I'm rooting for him. I hope he wins the QB battle. But I just have this weird feeling at the pit of my stomach that I feel like Watson is going to win the QB battle. And everyone's going to be upset. There's going to be boos. But I really hope that Shador does.
I think that would be the worst thing to come for this next season. If we have to play games with Deshaun Watson starting at quarterback, we might as well just throw that season, just might as well go trade for Jameis Winston and go run it back one more time. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going nowhere. So as an optimistic person, I'm gonna hope for Shador.
Yeah. Because you got Deshaun one more year, and then after that, he's gone for sure. You're not re-signing him. You're not bringing him back. Why trot him out there? So
Yeah.
I really do hope that Shador wins the quarterback battle, and then hopefully, Dylan Gabriel second string. If anything does happen, at least you got a rookie in there, or a sophomore, I should say, and then Watson to be emergency quarterback. So we'll see. But I do like that Monken, when he first met Shador,
He said he would have drafted him. Yeah, he did say that.
we were trying to draft you over in Baltimore. He was like, "Oh, funny how things."
So that makes me feel good that like he thinks of him highly at least. But I'm not surprised by him saying no. We're not. We're not going to start him.
Yeah.
Honestly, Todd Monken, I don't know much about him going into all this, but you got to think, Josh. Nobody wanted this job in Cleveland. Nobody. There's many sources that have said that Harbaugh tried to convince Monken not to come work here. Nobody wanted to come work in Cleveland. I feel like that it takes a real type of gritty, humble dude to step in and take the role. We're just gonna have to see how this goes. But Josh, he said something in the presser about Jim Schwartz, and it got me kind of, what does that mean? What does that mean for us? So we'll play the clip.
I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. I have a lot of respect for Jim Schwartz, as I would hope he has for me. But I took it because of the players that are here, the ownership, Andrew Berry, and the ability to build this roster from the ground up on the offensive side. So, and I said this to the other guys. I didn't think I'd say it, but I'm going to say it. When I was preparing for the Cleveland Browns, I wasn't trying to chip Jim Schwartz. I was chipping Myles Garrett.
Basically, he said, I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. Now, we already know there's been some kind of a bit of a discourse between Jim Schwartz and the Browns organization over this whole coach carousel thing, mainly because, we didn't hire him.
He didn't get the job.
Yeah, we didn't hire him. And honestly, understandably so, I would probably be mad too if I was Jim Schwartz. We could probably argue that Jim Schwartz was probably the best choice we had. But I guess time will tell. How did him answering that question make you feel, Josh?
It really shook me. I was like, oh no. I really was like, you know what? If there is any hope of trying to keep Jim Schwartz, I feel like that just cut it right there.
Yeah.
I do not think that Jim Schwartz will be returning at all this season. I mean, from the reports that we've heard that he was pissed in the locker room and left the building and said his goodbyes and everything like that. To then that, like, props to Todd Monken because you know what? Like, I mean, he spoke his truth. But dude, I feel like that just killed it.
So Josh, that is a humongous hit. That's a Titanic iceberg level hit to the Browns. If we lose Jim Schwartz,
go find a defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
You got to fill up your staff still as it is.
A main part of the reason we're okay with like Kev going and Tommy Reese going was, at least we still have Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz. Yep. And now we don't.
Now we don't.
Well, I mean, we technically still
we do.
We will definitely.
But who knows? We thought Miles was out of here.
That is true.
Andrew Berry works. He can work some magic.
Jimmy Haslam and Andrew threw a bag at him, so maybe we'll throw a bag at Jim and say,
I think he's worth the money.
Yeah,
I think so
too. Shoot, put him on contract for like 2-3 years as defensive coordinator, and then see what happens. So, I hope things go well. From what we've heard in the presser from Todd Monken, overall, I think he'll be good for this team. I think he brings a sort of presence and like a sort of like straightforward attitude that I think the players will like. So I don't know about you, Reese. What do you think?
I'd say, it's very early to tell right now, but I think Browns fans should be really looking towards the future and real level of excitement for training camp. And just because a new look team is always exciting, Josh. It doesn't matter who it's under,
Mm-hmm.
This could be, we've seen teams go with first year coaches and notice immediate improvement. So it's exciting. I like the guy. We're just going to have to see how this goes. Man, Josh, what the hell is going on in the NBA, bro? We were talking about how the NBA is boring. in the last video. Now it's like, what the hell is going on?
To get spicy.
It's starting to get crazy.
This is the thing. These are the things in the NBA that makes it exciting. Is these big blockbuster trades that shake around the entire league, and I think this is what we were missing
for sure.
The past couple, at least for last season and early on this season. There was no big trades. There was nothing really in the offseason that really shook around things. Now, at least for the Cavs and even around the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Good trades. Like bringing
the narrative has been these past couple years with the core forward is that we're getting this far in the playoffs, struggling each time. If this doesn't go right one more time, we need to make moves. How many times has that been said? I mean, really, it's only been said once. It was a big narrative last year.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, when are we going to make some changes? Here's now, Josh, the Cavs are not messing around at all. This James Harden trade, let's pull up the details of the trade, actually, so we can really get into the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes.
So I wake up when did this trade happen? Yesterday?
Yesterday, that's right.
To see the Cavs traded Darius Garland and a second-round pick to the Clippers for James Harden. The beard.
The beard. Fear the beard.
What was your immediate reaction when you saw that news, Josh?
So the night before, I do remember seeing some rumors that the Cavs and the Clippers were advancing on trade talks for James Harden and Darius. And my immediate reaction was, honestly, kind of a mid-trade to me. I feel like this doesn't do a lot. I feel like James Harden right now is maybe a little bit better than Darius Garland. I feel like just a little bit. But honestly, in terms of like moving the needle, like we were talking about before the video, I feel like this does not move the needle for the Cavs. I feel like this is a good move, though. I feel like it did need to happen. I feel like the Darius Garland and Donovan experiment in Cleveland was not working, and it was time for a change. So bringing in James Harden, I feel like overall is a good move. Plus, the trade deadline isn't here yet as of us recording this. So there could be more moves being made.
Possibly.
And this could end up being more of a superstar lineup than what we thought before. What was your reaction?
Honestly, I liked it at first.
Mm-hmm.
As I begun to really think about it, I began to really compare the two players. Very similar in their strengths and weaknesses. I think James Harden is a stronger scorer. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think maybe James Harden can probably stay healthier than Darius Garland can. I'm not even, for sure, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the part of my mind that kind of where I started to get confused. We want to win. Our main thing is, okay, we can win in regular season. Let's do it in the playoffs. In the playoffs, James Harden? Have you been watching the NBA for the last however many years dude's been in the league, bro?
James Harden, first, second round ECF Western Conference Finals exit.
Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, Darius had the same issue.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's why I'm saying this is like a lateral trade. Because, like, listen, if James Harden does good in the playoffs for us, I'll shut up. I just don't see how this is going to lead to any more playoff success than Darius Garland was.
Yeah, I do agree, and also the fact that James Harden is like almost 40 is also concerning. That's another piece, whereas Darius is definitely younger. I feel like this was more of a salary type move for the Cavs, where, okay, eventually you would have either had to extend Darius Garland or basically trade him eventually right before his contract was up anyways. And with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley on this team, those are two guys that you already are throwing a bag at. So I feel like this works as, a short-term solution where he could be better than Darius. We'll see. I'm hoping. And this really puts the Cavs in win now mood, I feel like. And
very win now move. But then how is it win now?
I feel like this season, win now. Because the only fact is, I feel like you said, James Harden is definitely a better scorer than Darius. And I feel like that does put us in a better position. Also, he has more experience.
Well, no. What GM has ever been like, all right, we're in win now mode. Let's trade for James Harden. Like, who's ever said that? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's what Brooklyn tried doing with the KD, Kyrie, Harden experiment. And that went horribly wrong. I feel like that's what they tried doing. The Clippers, maybe you could make a case for them because you got an aging Kawhi on your team. So there's no way that they were trying to build for long term. And they have Paul George, too. So with them acquiring Darius, I don't know if that means that they're going to go into a rebuild eventually. But I don't know. I mean, this does open up the door
for Giannis
for a potential James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen lineup in the offseason.
Okay, ignore besides that fantasy 2K my league simulation scenarios.
It could happen.
It could. There's a world where we get Giannis.
There is.
It's very real possibilities. But let me ask you this, Josh.
Yeah.
How do you see not Darius Garland? How do you see Donovan Mitchell and James Harden pairing together? Because I don't think it's going to be very good. You think it's going to be good?
I think this is going to be a very interesting pairing. And this is going to be like the Donovan Mitchell Darius situation where both of them need the ball in their hand to be successful. And one of them's going to have to start playing off ball, I feel.
I don't know who is going to do that.
That's the thing.
I know who should play off ball. James Harden, you're 40. Get in that corner, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Get in the corner.
Stand in the corner. Yep.
But I know he won't. I know that's how it's never been like that.
Yeah, he's going to want to be the main point guard.
Yeah.
And he's going to want to be the number one guy. I feel like Donovan's going to have to basically, he's going to be more of a point guard, shooting guard. Like, I feel like he'll bring the ball up sometimes, but yeah, I feel like James is going to be the guy where he's going to.
It makes me wonder, are they even going to draw it up? Like, will they even draw it up to where they're both on the floor at the same time?
I think so.
You think so?
James Harden will definitely be in the starting lineup, I think. And then it will be Donovan. Dennis Schroeder will be our backup point guard. So, as of right now, the Cavs are actually playing right now. Dennis Schroeder's making his Cavalier debut. So,
how do you feel about that? We traded DeAndre Hunter for Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis.
Yeah. I think that was a move that needed to be made because one, we were paying DeAndre Hunter way too much.
He wasn't playing that good.
And he was playing terrible.
Yeah.
And it needed to be done. He basically turned into his Atlanta self, where that's why Atlanta wanted to get rid of him. And basically he turned into the Karis LeVert situation.
Yeah.
Where he just wasn't doing anything. So that makes sense that we moved on for him. And honestly, I think this kind of works because you get Dennis Schroeder, an experienced point guard, to replace Lonzo coming off the second unit. Then you have Dennis Schroeder basically leading the second unit. Jalen Tyson. I think this adds some depth.
Talk about getting passed around like a blunt. You thought your ex-girlfriend was bad, bro. Dennis Schroeder, bro.
That too.
Dude's been traded like 8 times in his career.
Yeah. Him, and now James Harden kind of low-key's starting to.
Yeah, no, for real. That's the norm now for superstars, though, is that you just play for hella teams.
Yeah, basically, you collect the jersey rainbow.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I think Dennis Schroeder is a strong guard presence. I think, like you said, he'll be good for coming off the bench and off the bench.
Oh,
It's one of those ones where I'm not like, you know, I didn't really look that much into that one, but I'm sure he'll play good for us. He always does. He's a very reliable guy, and that's what we need. We need reliable players on this team.
that's true.
We need consistency. We feel like that's something we lack on this team often is consistency.
That's
We got a lot of talent, but it's not consistent. So I think it'll balance it out.
That they got rid of Ty Jerome.
Yeah. What's he doing nowadays?
I just saw the other night he dropped 20, 27 and 5, I think. I think he's in Memphis, I believe. But
yeah, I remember he got traded.
I was like, man, I miss Ty Jerome, dude. But that also had to be made because then we would end up paying him, and right now the Cavs are just in salary hell.
Yeah, another move I don't think we hit was the Lonzo Ball move, where we essentially traded him to the Jazz just to get rid of him and it save us money.
Yep.
And if you've seen how he's been playing, that's about what he's worth.
That's true.
It's about what he's worth.
Literally in exchange for nothing.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm happy about that.
Picks.
Yeah.
The Jazz, which I was confused about. I don't know what I don't know if we are gonna get anything in return, honestly, Reese.
Probably not. I don't think they're not even gonna play him. They're probably not even gonna play him.
I mean, maybe he'll come off the bench, maybe, but we're gonna keep making this.
Yeah, when we talk basketball, we say that I didn't know this for like you say off the bench a lot.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe a Kevin Love Cavaliers return just for a retirement tour.
That would make me happy to see.
Yeah, just to see him retire a Cavalier. I mean, his number's going to get retired 100%. So I think that would be a pretty cool move. This is the real question. Would you trade Evan Mobley for Giannis?
Yes.
I would too.
I think Giannis is on a completely different level of just dominance. And I don't know if Evan Mobley will ever reach in his career.
Yeah. Completely agree. And the fact that if you can even just get Giannis on your team and then try to, at some point in time when his contract is up, just try to extend him, try to keep him in Spida. As long as you keep those two together, I feel like you could be title contenders every year.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot going on in Cleveland right now, y'all. It really is. Right. There's a lot of new stuff. I'm sure the city will be welcoming James Harden.
That's right.
They absolutely will be welcoming James Harden.
My friend Austin, shout out Austin. He already bought a James Harden jersey. Already.
That's going to be a poll in a couple years, too.
A James Harden Cavs jersey?
Yeah.
It's going to be like the D Wade, Derrick Rose Cavs jerseys?
Nah, this is literally like that same type vibe.
That's right.
Actually, hold on. I got another PSA, Josh, that kind of just something that pissed me off a couple days ago, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Why are people talking shit about Shedeur because he threw picks at the Pro Bowl? Like, why? Like, that doesn't even makes okay. Now we want to actually watch the Pro Bowl, like it's an actual game.
Nothing that happens actually in the Pro Bowl game should be analyzed.
Analyzed. Analyze. Yeah.
Nothing from the Pro Bowl game should be analyzed. Actually held accountable.
Like, I saw a comment was like, "Oh, here he goes again, throwing pit." Like, bro, they're literally wearing They wear Adidas like Nike shorts and flags, and they're
the
like
T-shirt jersey. It's not even the actual jerseys. It's the jerseys you can buy at like Kohl's.
that blew my mind. And I'm not even trying to sound like a Shador sexual, bro, but
I should do it.
like it just gets to a point where it's like I feel like people pick and choose. Like when people hate on somebody, they'll pick and choose like
Will.
anything to just to just start hating,
That's
bro.
true. I mean, Shador's one of those guys that anything he does, people are gonna put it under a microscope.
Yeah.
And it's like it's terrible that people are like looking at the Pro Bowl and like, oh, he threw picks. That's bad. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Start Dylan Gabriel.
Oh
Get a
gosh,
quarterback.
right.
Draft up.
You know, I miss him, man. I'm gonna miss the QB. Just I know it's coming back. I know it's gonna come back, like the QB trackers and stuff.
Yeah.
But man, I miss that era of Browns football. That was such a
no idea what
we had nothing what was gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, between Joe Flacco and then for a minute, everyone was saying Kenny Pickett was one starter. And then we traded him, so it was like, oh, it's definitely Flacco. And then it looked like Shador was doing better.
Yeah.
Trackers, and then that was a fun time.
I'm excited to run the process back, from
Me too.
From draft to off season to trust the process.
Trust the process.
Draft to off season. Is this the farewell to the Browns season? Is this episode the farewell? Because like when are we gonna get news?
The draft.
Yeah.
Until the draft. This is the farewell.
It's kind of sad, dude. I feel like
something happens.
I feel like our channel got a lot more traction when we were talking Browns,
That's true.
I'm kind of interested to see how like it's gonna be just Cavs going.
That's
Hopefully
you guys like listening to NBA talk.
Hopefully. Or we'll find something else to talk about too, as on top of the Cavs. You never know. You never know with off the bench with Reese and Josh. All right, though, bro. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Oh, James Harden is a Cleveland Cavalier.
That's right.
We will all be eagerly watching to see what this man does. Y'all, strip clubs all across Cleveland get stocked up tonight.
That's right.
Bottles.
He will be there.
Full bottles tonight.
Full bottles.
Because James Harden will be there.
He'll be there.
New coach in Cleveland, we're about to change the culture.
That's right.
For that 8th time.
For the 8th time.
For the 8th time in this team, in the city.
Bring in Jarvis Landry as assistant coach.
And, we're just going to have to see how all this stuff goes.
That's right.
Everything changes, but we're still here. We're still talking about this stuff. So y'all tune in, like, subscribe, follow us on socials. Wrists up. Right. Josh, you got anything?
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
That's right.
Trust the process, but if you're drawing beat, give up, bro. Give it up, bro. Y'all have a good night.